In May of 2024, I did a reading. When I woke up, I remembered one thing, and that was Cranberry Creek. I remembered Cranberry Creek in relationship to this knife, so the whole reading was about where's the knife. Now, life moved on, and I didn't get a chance to listen, and I'm going to look for that reading, but I just want to put it out there. It's a long shot. It's a shot in the dark. I'm not making a psychic claim. I'm just telling you that it's potentially something that's a possibility. If you're out there sleuthing, looking for this knife, it could be at Cranberry Creek. There's a place called, I know I'm gonna screw this up, but Dvorak. It's like a state park. Cranberry Creek is a tributary off that, and it's not far from Johnson, Idaho, where that would have been the last cell tower that he pinged if it was Johnson, Idaho. If you believe that law enforcement at one of their press conferences absolutely confirmed that it's Johnson, Washington and not Johnson, Idaho, as said in the PCA, tell me where. In May of 2024, I was meditating. At the end of the meditation, I woke up and I'm like, Cranberry Creek? I never heard of such a place. I doubt one exists. And it was near Orofino, Idaho, which just happens to be near Johnson, Idaho. Now, I know the Court TV reporter said, we went to Johnson, Idaho, but there was nothing there but trees, so we don't believe it's there. We believe it's Johnson, Washington. My question to you, the listener, is, did you ever hear the police confirm that it was Johnson, Washington, not Johnson, Idaho, as stated in the PCA? And did all media then follow this lead that it must be Johnson, Washington? Question mark. If you believe, and don't say the press conference, tell me this timestamp, because I have never seen law enforcement come out and correct that Court TV reporter. She says, oh, there was a bunch of trees, so what would be out there? Well, what would be out there is a hunting cabin and a knife. And I'm not, again, that's not psychic, it's just logic. Right near Johnson, Idaho is a place called Orofino, and a person who really helped when we were working on the Lori Vello case happens to live in Orofino. So I asked her, have you ever heard of a place called Cranberry Creek? And she says, oh yes, I've heard of Cranberry Creek. And then I'm like, wow, a place I never heard of came up in my reading as to where the possible location of this knife and or where the killer may have went and put this knife. It's Cranberry Creek. But then I was getting muffin top. They were showing me from that place, I could see kind of like a mountain that kind of like curved, and I don't know, it wasn't called Muffin Top because I don't think there is one called Muffin. Is there a trail called Muffin Top? Somebody tell me. Somebody tell me. I haven't been able to find this Muffin Top, so it might just be a description of something right around there to help, okay? And I should put forth that when I did see the knife buried, it didn't seem all that far from what I perceived to be a hunting cabin. What if it was a bathroom? I don't know. But I, again, don't want to make the claim. Right now, I have found at least a dozen readings that I didn't even know I made. And I'm printing out the transcripts, and I haven't even listened to them all, and I haven't even read all the transcripts. And so I'm sure I'll find more. There are clues, and I am going to start putting them because we only have a couple months till trial for people who want to look. So again, if the knife turns out to be in Wawa Park, as Homage, so the different places, it's not that I'm wrong. I'm not trying to tell, there's certain things I'll die on that hill, like the order of death. I know they have the order of death wrong if that Dateline special is right. I know he went in Ethan and Xana's room first. I was connected to his brain. I witnessed the entire thing in 3D. I was out of my body with no body awareness, and I was there, okay? So that's something I'll live and die on. The Cranberry Creek, I haven't even heard my own reading. I don't even know where it is. Hopefully I'll find it because the entire hour-long reading was about that knife. Please join my group on Facebook. and so we can discuss this. You can also email me, Reverend Donna Seraphina @gmail.com, and we can see if we can put enough info out there where maybe additional evidence could be located. So obviously, it goes without saying, if you did find it, you wouldn't touch it, right? You would call the law enforcement at that point. Obviously, they're not going to run around every place a psychic says, so it's up to us. And Cranberry Creek was the only thing on my mind. Now, look at this first reading. The only thing I remembered when I woke up from that was bread. Oh, there's some bread connection, which was Kohberger breads. But there's more. I was researching that last night, reading the thing. There's actually 2 clusters of bread things. One is about him coming out of one of the sandwich shops, following Kaylee. And then the other is about the family bread factory. So it's 2 separate, totally separate visions using bread. They're totally, completely different. One is the Kohberger breads, and the other one is him coming out of. And you notice in the court papers, they did obtain the surveillance footage for the Moscow bagel. But if you look at Friendship Square, there's a few little bread places right on the square. He may have left the knife at Cranberry Creek. Now, I would like to look, because it doesn't look like, an easy place to get to as far as if there's ice on the ground or snow. He would have went there in the middle of the day. So what he would have done is he would have left 1122. He would have driven away. He would have pulled in where that grain bin is by the farm. I don't know if he got rid of his bag of clothes and shoes, etc., by throwing them in a dumpster somewhere. Besides that, I might find it in these readings, not sure. But I did see him pull into a farm where there was a grain bin. That was probably perfect for him to be able to recognize it. And I'm guessing, that's a guess, not a psychic thing, that he may have put his knife there and then went back and got it the next day. If it was the Idaho, Orofino's right next to it, and so is Cranberry Creek. And if he went there and turned off his cell phone for 3 hours, he had plenty of time. It's a 40-minute drive go there from Lewiston, but it's right at the freeway that you would take. It all does fit. The gravel road goes right over Cranberry Creek at some point. So you could drive right up there and see what's up there. And there's a limit to what I can see from Google or anybody that lives around there, and you can go up there and take some pictures and send them to me. Again, it's Reverend Donna Seraphina @gmail.com. It'd be good to rule it out. It'd be good to take a look up there. Again, I'm not making a psychic claim. I'm just telling you my experience, my meditation, and the only thing I remembered after I woke up. Now, what's interesting is I took the readings that I had already put online before I realized these were here, and I put them in Grok, which is an AI machine. And I asked him to evaluate my readings, and based on the fact that I'm saying I saw him do this ceremonial burial of this knife like it was a trophy, then where might he think that they were? And he picked Devil's Canyon just because of the name. And then there's like these little mountain peaks and trails called like She-Devil, and he thought, oh, he might be attracted by that. But then also Wah Park, where he tried to pretend he was stargazing, but it was so foggy nobody would have been able to see stars that night, so that kind of falls flat. But his hero, Ted Bundy, allegedly left the remains of one of his victims in that canyon, Wah Park. And you're gonna notice, actually, through all of this, he's paying homage through his crimes and his statements to police at the very beginning. He's paying, and even the Apple, he's paying homage to his serial killers. Like I've told you before, Bryan felt like all serial killers were celebrities, right? Ted Bundy is the king of serial killers, but he felt like they were all celebrities. And somebody sent me this Cranberry Creek thing. Again, it would have massive amounts of evidence, most likely, because although he rinsed it, I saw him in the kitchen sink. He rinsed his hands. I can't remember if I said he rinsed his knife. But before he buried it, whatever blood was on there, he wanted it on there. He wanted it on there. So he didn't clean it off and then bury it. He buried it like it was. And As you hear at the other cabin, I saw him licking his knife. And I think I saw that at the house too. Like, he's pretty gross. I could see why he's a vegan, because he's so into this blood. He probably felt like it would make him out of control, because it is. I also saw in one of them that where he cut himself is right here. So did he go to the doctor and just kind of keep his hand like that? Look in that thumbs up picture though. Look right here and see if you can see anything. I don't know which hand. I'm going now. I'm getting real serious. Last night I printed out a bunch of these transcripts and I could barely get myself to go to bed. Like, I was so interested in reading them. And I woke up and I thought, you know what? I need to put the information out and just hope that there's enough to convict this guy, because he is as dangerous as Ted Bundy. And my feeling about it is, if he was found not guilty on some kind of technicality, my feeling is that it wouldn't be all that long before he went on a cross-country spree, just kind of a free-for-all to see how many he could kill before he got caught. He does not have feelings and emotions like regular people. He had no fear when he went into that house, none whatsoever. Howard Bloom was incorrect. He says on the Dateline special, I think him driving around the block means he had some hesitancy, that he wasn't sure he wanted. No. 100% of them wanted to do it. 100% of him was committed, and 100% of him had no fear about it whatsoever. He was fully prepared when he did that. He was just waiting for probably the light to be out, the DoorDash driver, that kind of thing. Okay, so he goes in there and he does this without mercy. And not only without mercy, but he woke up Maddie so that she would be looking him in the eye when he did this to her. He's pure evil, in my opinion. He is pure evil. Like, you guys have no idea how evil this guy is. And when he left, he was celebrating. And, at the house, remember I said he wanted to go kill the other two. He wanted to, okay? He wanted to kill the other two people. And when he left, I have one, when he left, he was yelling and shouting and all happy. When he was driving down the highway, he was doing the yahoo, yelling it out. Yahoo, woohoo, woohoo. There was zero about him that regretted what he had just done. Zero. Okay? So if there's ever any plea deal and he pretends he's sorry, he's not. He's not sorry. He may be sorry that he got caught, but he's not sorry. We're going to see if I can find enough details to figure out exactly where the knife is. So anyways, we're going to look at Johnson, Idaho. We're going to look at Cranberry Creek, and I'm going to keep working on these transcripts. I hope you guys have a nice day, and just pray that this serial killer, Bryan Kohberger, gets convicted.